Simula na naman ng isang bagong umaga.
Nagpapatuloy po ang Go Negosyo Talks Meet the Presidential Series at kasama pa rin po natin si Vice President Jejo Marbinay na tumatakbo bilang Pangulo. At tumigil po tayo sa katanungan ni Mr. Henry tungkol po sa rice self-sufficiency na tila baga napaka-elusive po sa ating buhay bilang mga Pilipino. Kailan ba tayo magkakaroon nun?
Unang-una, nasa rice production niya si Henry, ha? Baka hindi nyo nalalaman, ha? Ako, I think it's attainable, ha? Pangarap ko na after 3 years, mag-e-export tayo. Doon sa mga bagong panganak, nung panahon ni President Marcos, nag-export tayo ng rice, ha? So, meron tayong panggagalingan, ha? Eh ngayon, as usual, the problem of monitoring and supervision, ang daming pagkukulang, sorry to say. Yung bang, for one, alam ba niyo sa carp, yung carp, issue rin yan eh. Babes, ang carp, 1.2 hectares ang binibigay sa tenants. Hindi profitable yun eh. You need to have about 3 hectares para maging profitable. Yun. Tapos, yung mga carp fisheries, kailangan magbigyan ng authority na isanda kasi hindi talaga makakaya. As I usually say, yung Nicaragua experience, when the Sandinistas came over, socialist, ang basic export was coffee. Or what did the government do? Binigay doon sa mga tenants. Bumaksak ang export. Bakit? Hindi kaya ng tenant yung mga fertilizer, yung mga traktor. Wala. So, isa pa, biro nyo, hindi natin ba naisip-isip ang lawak ng lupain natin? Nakakapaligid tayo ng tubig. Sabi, tubig maalat. Wala nang imposible ngayon. Kung Singapore nga, tubig maalat, iniinom eh. Pangatlo, ang dami nating mga technicians na magagaling. Bakit? Pero mo naman yung tumatalo sa atin, tinuruan lang natin yun. We have all the technicians. Thailand, nag-aaral lang sa IRI yan. So, magagawa yan. No? Basta tama lang yung pamamahala ba? Yung NIA, alam mo, Luchi, yun ang dapat imbestigahin talaga ng kabi-kabila. Billion pisong kanyan, pare, alam mo naman yun. Ang budget nun. Ang daming ghost projects. Naumpisahan, again, no monitoring, no supervision. Naumpisahan, hindi natapos. Nung matapos, inferior quality ang produkto. Yun ang sinasabi ko. At ito ang aking natutuhan as Vice President. Kasi nakakapag-ikot ako, pinahawak sa akin yung housing sector. Ang problema talaga basically is monitoring and supervision of the national government.
Napag-uusapan po irrigation, problema po ngayon ang tubig. Dahil po ang water level nga sa Angat ay napakababa at ngayon po ay nag-aagawan na po ng tubig para sa residential customers at saka sa irrigation. Ano po ang long-term plan na nga po ba talaga pagdating sa pagsusupply ng mga basic necessities ng ating mga Pilipino, no? Bukod pa sa kuryente at ngayon tubig pa.
Luchi, babalik ako dun sa tatango-tango si Babes eh. Alam mo, nagre-react na naman tayo eh. This is a reactionary government. Hindi ba na tayo pwede maiprogram yun? Katulad ng traffic ni Vicky. Alam naman, tumataas ang population. Pagtaas ng population, maraming sasakyan. Sumisikip na yung kalye. Iintayin po ba magalit si Vicky bagong pa mga ano? Katulad yung sinasabi niya, dapat yun, yung mga, ang trabaho nila, yan isa pa. We lack a visionary leader. Kasi pag may vision ka, malalaman mo, mapoproject mo yung what might happen in the future.
Okay, go ahead. Mr. Vice President, I just want, this is what we discuss among women when we get together. And I was vacillating whether I'd ask you or not. But there is no doubt, as far as we're concerned, that you are the most experienced, that you would know how to run this country better than most people out there. But our fear is, many of us live in Makati, and actually this has been Binay City for the last since 1986. So that's, I don't know how many years now. 30.
He was 20
So our
years.
fear, 30 years, our fear is, okay, so Vice President Binay is good, but is the Philippines going to be Binay country eventually? Because of course, you were there for three, what do you call that, terms? And then your wife ran, and then you left. You did 3 terms, and then your son ran. So we're thinking, if Vice President Binay is president of our country, after him, will it be Junjun Binay? And after him, will it then be Nancy Binay? So that, you know, it will, because of course, once you're in power, it's just really, administration candidates are easier. It's much easier to vote them. So what is your take on dynasties and things like this?
Alam mo, it's not worth comparing. I'm sorry to say, Vicky, in problems of comparing, it must be apple to apple. Yung magnitude, pambihira naman. Yung Binay, matatagtad yung Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. Makati. Vicky, I've always mentioned, and I'll be mentioning it again this evening, yung anti-dynasty, saan ba nagmula talaga yan? Ako, kaya lang nagkakaroon ng ingay ang anti-dynasty. Sa feeling ko, dahil sa nung nakaraan, yung mga kamag-anak na tumakandidato resulted to patayan and overspending. Bakit kailangan magkaroon ng batas para huwag makapagtrabaho yung isang kamag-anak na qualified at gusto magtrabaho? O ako, specifically, Makati, alam mo ba, nung mahalal si Abigail, sabi ng mga tiga Makati, lalo na yung engineering department namin, ngayon lang kami nakatikim ng yung mga suporta galing sa national government, nakapag-legislate. Si Junjun, I always say, better than the father. In one term, he was able to increase the budget of Makati ng 1 billion. Ako, it took me, when I came in 1986, that's right. May utang na kami 200 million, ang budget namin 240 million. Nung umalis ako, naging 11 billion. After all, Vicky, hindi naman guarantee na porking kamag-anak mananalo. Manila, tignan mo, ang anak ng mga konsikal, vice mayor, talo ng talo. I think it is siguro what they see, yung good governance. Okay. Bakit haharang? Dito, mga abogado lagi namin sinasabi, salus populis, the will of the people. Kung siguro, hindi ako nagtagal sa pwesto ko, siguro hindi ko nagawa lahat yung aking nagawa. Sapagkat nagkaroon ako ng pagkakataon na umupo yung misis ko, naipagpatuloy yung aking programa. So, I attended, doon nga sa UP Los Baños, sorry Lucia, isa na lang tinanong ako doon, tungkol dyan sa anti-dynasty, kino-connect sa poverty. Hindi ko naman tindahan kung paano mo i-connect yung poverty doon sa anti-dynasty. Yung basically, governance ang pinag-uusapan natin. Sa uulitin ko, kung tsaka naman tao naman ang bumoboto so long as these relatives are elected in a clean and honest election.
Mr. Haresh, you were going to ask a question? Oh, the political
Let me
dynasty.
just ask,
Yes, Mr. Bray.
Vice, let's go to our foreign affairs. I think within the next 3 to 4 months, it probably will fall on your lap if and when you become president. The UNCLOS will be decided. So obviously, we are hoping that it will be on our favor, and many say it will be to our favor. But the Chinese said that they will not recognize this. Now, as president, what are you going to do with that relationship with China and, of course, with the United States with the coming EDCA and all that?
I think when we decided to file before the International Tribunal, we were aware na even if we win that case, we will have a problem on how to implement it. Okay? Now, ako, kasi in a cabinet meeting, I heard na because we filed before the International Tribunal, we are prohibited, according to our American lawyers, we are prohibited to use other methods of trying to settle the problem. In other words, if you enter into a bilateral agreement, patay na yung kaso natin sa arbitration. So, nakatali tayo dyan, ay kailangan abangan natin yan. Pero, I suppose, yung iba nag-iisip dito, kasi for a time, kine-question ako nung sinabi kong bilateral relations. Kahit na si President Aquino, doon sa last cabinet meeting na na-attendan ko, sabi niya, pare, magkaiba yata tayo sa bilateral. Sabi ko, Mr. President, hindi ko tayo magkaiba. In so far as our interest in the Western Philippine Sea is concerned, non-negotiable. In the same way as sovereignty over the area, non-negotiable yun. Pero bilateral relations, improvinsa na natin ang bilateral relations natin sa China, sa trade and commerce. Mayaman ang China, makakabutang tayo sa China. We need a lot of investments. Trade and commerce yung sinasabi kong bilateral. Pero America...
So, hindi sa usapin ng West Philippine Sea?
Ay, hindi naman sa West Philippine Sea. At saka ang America is historically ally natin yan. Ngayon, kasama natin ng Japan. We will maintain. I think tama yung tinuro sa akin, sino ba yung na nagsabi, tayo and dapat, we will deal with any country so long as that relation with that country will be for our interest.
Mr. Vice President, dugtong lang sa sinabi ni Babes Romualdez, pati na rin ni Lucci, no? Kung ganon, pwede ba natin, for the moment, can we set aside, for example, without prejudice, no, to the ongoing arbitration case that we have filed, and without sacrificing sovereignty? Of course, we will always fight for our sovereignty. But just for the moment, can we set aside this without jeopardy, as I said, to the ongoing cases, and perhaps allow a joint exploration of the area para makita talaga natin, is there really something in there? Because kung wala naman pala, then what is there to quibble about? So, pwede ba nating payagan na lang tayo, pati na rin yung mga Chinese, na pumunta doon, mag-explore, at alamin talaga kung meron. Pero wala tayong binibigay. Wala tayong binibigay. We're not in any way surrendering our sovereignty or surrendering our territorial integrity because as all Filipinos, we will fight for that. So papayag ba kayo ng ganong kind of an arrangement?
I will pursue with that kind of arrangement. In fact, Mike, ewan ko kung narinig mo, we almost had a joint venture in those areas. After returning to the conference room, nagbago ng isip ng decision makers natin. Ako, what's wrong with that? Entering into a joint venture. Di ba? Si MVP, almost na, di ba? I'm referring to that. Almost na. I think the advice was not too good. Kasi, hindi. Pagbalik sa conference room, almost na. Ako, babalikan ko yun. Kaya nga, I think the start here is, let's have a better trade and commerce relation with China. Yung bilateral ko natin, ma-improve pa natin.
But do you think that's still possible given the escalation in diplomatic tensions even? No? Nagkakasagutan na po. At this point, haven't we crossed some kind of a line already beyond which there's no return?
Baka matetemper yung heated positions ng mga parties. No? Kung magkakaroon tayo ng maluwag na trade and commerce relation, basically, lahat naman ng bansa, economically, yun ang unang problema. No? O baka naman, magkakalambutan na. Pero, it will never come to a point that we will give up our sovereignty. Never.
Sir, nung nagko-commercial break yan, napag-usapan yung...
Sorry, Lucio, isa lang Kasi posible yun Alam mo yung Vietnam, ang ganda-ganda ng nakuhang kasunduan sa China. Tila yata, pati Cambodia rin yata. Pero Vietnam is a good story. Yun, bilateral relations yun. Bilateral talk. Maganda. Nagtapos sila ng maganda.
Sir, just before we went on a break, nirecommend nyo kay Vicky na manood siya ng Felix Manalo. Matanong ko na rin sa inyo, ano ho ba ang inyong paninindigan dahil nabatikos po kayo sa inyong pagsuporta sa Iglesia ni Cristo doon po sa issue ng kanilang rally, no, laban sa DOJ. Linawin po natin kung ano po ba ang inyong paninindigan doon.
Ako naman ang sinasabi ko, kahit nahunong ako mayor, laging nagagalit sa akin si President Ramos. Kung bakit naman sa Makati, center ng laging may rally. Sabi ko, sir, freedom of speech. So yung pagrarally, that's part of the decision of the court, is an extension of the freedom of speech. So there's nothing wrong with the rally.
Well, kahit na nakakasagabal na raw, siyempre, sa serbisyo publiko, halimbawa, yes, the traffic that it caused, obstruction
sabi ng Supreme Court dyan, Lucy, is regardless of the inconvenience, kailangan the freedom of speech must prevail. Yun, nagpapatraffic, sorry. Pero they are exercising an act which is guaranteed by the Constitution.
All right. At muli, tayo po ay take a short break, but this is not yet over till it's over. Magbabalik pa rin po ang Go Negosyo Talks. Meet the Presidential Ball Series. Huwag po kayong aalis.